Welcome enthusiasts to another show. Today we're going to be talking about some exciting news coming out of Lucid Motors headquarters and a few other things that have been happening. But before that, if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Alex, and if you're interested in staying up to date with everything that's going on in the world of electric cars, you came to the right place. Please go ahead and click on the subscribe button and a bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward, but most importantly, become a part of this community. All right, and of course, as usual, let me know in the live chat or in your comments when you're watching the replay where you're watching from. All right, well, let's talk about Lucid Motors. And just in case if you guys are not familiar with them, here's a video that I did about them a couple of months ago. They're a startup here in the Bay Area also, just in Menlo Park, so that's a city next to Palo Alto where Tesla headquarters are. And they have created a pretty cool concept. I mean, it has a lot of great stats. It's very luxurious on the inside. If anything, that separates them from a Tesla. Not just the tech, but the fact that it's very luxurious inside. I've linked to this video that you're kind of watching right here. It was my in-person review. I just kind of checked out the car myself in case you want to catch up with who they are and what's going on. Now, they're supposed to be building a factory to start producing the Lucid Air, this car right here, but they kind of fell behind because they're still looking for their fourth round of financing. Now, we haven't really been hearing much from them since Monterey Car Week, and that's where I shot this footage. And they've kind of, been kind of staying low until this week when they've announced that they are moving to the new headquarters. And they said they kind of outgrew their Menlo Park headquarters. And this is a picture they sent us. As you can see, they have like, what, 1, 2, 3, 6 cars there. And this is the building behind them. It's part of a bigger sort of office building complex there in Newark. I might actually stop by there today or tomorrow, just kind of check it out for myself. I've asked them for a comment about this, and they said, let's wait till next year. So it sounds like something exciting going on. A lot of people were kind of willing to write them off already and saying, they go in the Faraday Future kind of way. There were some rumors about them talking to Ford about possibly being acquired, which would be awesome. I'm kind of rooting for them because it will work for both, right? They would get a factory and all the cash they need, and Ford will get to be a car company again by staying with the current trend and with the future really of electric cars. Now, the Lucid Motors kind of put together a pretty cool, fun video where they're just kind of showing us how they're moving from their current location to the new location. And actually, usually I try to keep the sound down, but this one is kind of fun, so it's got some fun music, Yeah, some cool beats. All right, enough of that. I think I just pulled something. Jesus, getting old. Now, by the way, as you can see right now, they're also advertising. It looks like they're hiring. See how it says join our team? Now, this is something exciting. This means that they're moving into the bigger space. It means they're hiring people. And, well, okay, some people are saying, well, they probably have their priorities incorrectly. And I think somebody said in the chat room, I think it was Cinema Writer, all the comments in the chat. Yeah, no, I just love that music, guys. It looked really, it sounded really cool. Well, okay, so that's all we can go, that's all we got going on as far as the news is concerned from them. But I hope this is good. I hope that, in order to sign a lease like this, you can't just sign it for a year. They're not like tenants of the 3-bedroom apartment complex. They have to prove that they're able to pay for it 3, 5, 10 years down the road. So I hope their balance sheet looks good, if anything is telling us. So that is some exciting news, but there are a couple of other news that I kind of fell behind on in the last few days. And the next one is about BMW i3. BMW is putting a stop sale on all i3s in the United States and most likely in the rest of the world. And at first, yeah, that's me next to the i3, and I did a review on that car. Despite of what I think about it, the link is also in the description of this video. But normally I have no idea crapping on this pretty bad car. But I have to say, I'm going to defend BMW here a little bit. The reason that they have to put a stop sale on this is because their latest crash testing has not passed this one test where you know, when you crash the test and the passenger, a female passenger, which they determined by height and weight, I think is under 110 pounds and I think under 5 feet. So technically Bruno Mars qualifies, but they're calling it female driver. In the passenger seat has like 5 extra % of chance of getting hurt if, get this, if they're not using a seatbelt. And I'm like, wait a second, who cares? I mean, you can't. Apparently, here in the United States, not all states still require seat belts, and a punishment for not wearing them is still not that big. The one state that doesn't have that requirement is New Hampshire, I believe. But nevertheless, now I still, this boggles my mind. So by the way, they're recalling all i3s 2014 and sold after 2014. But it's insane to me. Why is this test even in any way being regulated? Because if you have a seatbelt and if you're not going to wear it, how's that BMW's or anybody else's job to protect you from hurting yourself? You know, for example, if I get into my car and I duct tape all of my airbags, is the manufacturer responsible for me getting hurt because my airbags didn't function normally? I kind of feel like that's a pretty good analogy as far as, well, if you didn't use the safety feature of the car, you're on your own. So I have to say, I don't really understand why this test exists. Now, this is a National Highway Safety Administration that's conducting this test, and therefore, you know, basically, I guess, mandating BMW of putting the stop sale on this. So we'll see what happens with them. They say they're going to fix this. I hope they do, but I hope they do it on a better car once they come up with one. I was kind of expecting them to come up with a BMW 3 Series all-electric. The Los Angeles Auto Show is just about to kick off. Hopefully they'll unveil it there. We'll see. But that's the news about the BMW. Now, another thing I want to talk to you guys about really quick is this cool partnership now. Ionity, as you can see their logo right here, is a joint venture between 4 companies: Mercedes-Benz, well, Daimler, BMW, Volkswagen, which is Audi, and Porsche, and Ford. They've created sort of an alliance in Europe to create a network of charging stations, and now they've announced they're going to be partnering up with different types of businesses, including Shell, which I thought was kind of a cool, because, you know, once again, we already learned that Shell bought a company that makes charging stations and starting to put them into their gas stations. Not really sure that's where electric car owners want to visit to recharge, but, you know, good step forward for an oil company. So they're once again in the mix. They're going to be building a fast charging stations, kind of like supercharger stations. They're going to try to build 50 by the end of this year, 100 by the end of the next year, and 400 by the end of 2020, which is actually not bad. You know, by the time that network is going to be decent, the companies who are investing in them will actually have some electric cars that need to be charging and will be able to charge at level 3. So that's another pretty good news. It's getting really excited, especially in Europe. Now, by the way, I should mention that this video and my channel is sponsored by Evanex. Thank you to them. And as you guys probably know, I'm a customer myself, but just wanted to mention that. Let's move on to comment of the day. We have a good one today, actually. Let's see. The comment of the day, let me pull it up, comes from Russell Satari. He says, could you please give your opinion about Nikola bashing Tesla and calling Elon a fraud and to be full of shit, and shortly after that deleting their tweet? Would like to hear your viewpoint. The link shows their tweet before they deleted it. Shortly after, users replied to Nikola for bashing Elon. And let me show you guys those tweets. You know, they're kind of Trumpy, you know, in my opinion. And anytime you're a company or a public figure and you post a tweet and then you delete it, you obviously acted childish, right? So that's already #1 strike. Secondly, Nikola is a company that is, I mean, of course they're trying to do something good, and I'm rooting for them, but they haven't come up with anything good, right? They're trying to come up with trucks and industrial kind of type of vehicles, but they're bashing. They were trying to bash Musk for saying that his calculations are wrong, that he's not telling us the truth about the technology, he's making promises he can deliver. They're playing with numbers, but the thing is, first of all, they don't know. They don't know, like we don't know what Elon and his team are doing. But what I can tell you is that Elon Musk and well, let's just talk about Elon Musk and Tesla, right? They have a pretty good track record of delivering on their promises. Yes, late. Yes, not always 100% bug-free, whatever, and a great customer service and a smile, not always, but they deliver. So I'm not really sure if you want to question them, you, the company that hasn't proven yourself yet, that you kind of want to question Tesla and Elon Musk, who's now sending rockets to Mars, on whether or not their math is correct. And of course, the fact that they deleted it, I think they realized how silly that was. So I really don't know what else I can comment about this. I think it's kind of self-explanatory, and it's unfortunate. Once again, I think I was just mentioning it yesterday. Let's not fight within our community. We have plenty of enemies to fight, guys. The oil industry, the people who don't want to hear about electric cars, just want to drive their SUVs forever. I mean, they're a lot. So let's just not fight within our community. I certainly hope they regret doing this. We're all in the same boat here. So that was definitely uncalled for. I don't like it. So I hope they'll reconsider doing it, next time around. So, Cinema Writer in the chat room says, how come the chat has stolen? I know it's moving from me. Nigel says, hi from Northern Ireland. Hello, how are you? I just had a guest from Ireland there. Marcus in the chat says, good luck for Lucid. Tesla needs competition, plus their build quality is crap. Well, I don't know about their build quality is crap. I know they always have, issues with their build quality in the beginning of the run, but I don't think Lucid Motors is going to do any better than that because it's not easy to do. Cinema Writer in the chat says, i3 is a nice car, just needs a bigger battery and a designer. That looks awful, man. I mean, of course I know some people who love the way it looks, but I really dislike the way BMW i3 looks. So I hope they just scratch the whole thing, go with a 3 Series and put a longer battery. Broman says it's really sad that all these companies have to get together to make one charging system. You know what? Actually, I might disagree with it just a little bit because you understand in the future it's not really possible for every company to have their supercharging network, right? It's just, I mean, we have what, 10, 15, 20 manufacturers here that sell cars in the United States. So how in the world are they going to all have separate locations that will continuously have to be growing? I think that the answer for it will be a united sort of front of 1 or 2 or 3 charging networks that will service everybody. So I actually don't think it's that bad of an idea, but yeah, and also they're kind of committing this money that's forcing them into going electric. So I kind of like that. Cinema Writer says, sorry, Alex, it's all PR. We need to see you guys in over. Okay. Let's see. Is there... Gasdorfic Muncher in the chat room. I think this is your first comment, so welcome to the channel. Says i3 electric would be better if they just make it low key. You need all the that neon colors. All right, fair enough. Nigel in chat says Elon always living said he could make his rocket come back from space and reuse. Oh yeah, he did that. I would not criticize you. I absolutely agree, because this is, this is why I don't understand. The guy has a pretty proven record, and you guys don't on their end. I'm talking about the Nikola, and they still, talking crap. So I really, I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Veet in the chat room says Alex dislikes i3. Absolutely do. I hate their design and I hate their tech. And when I interviewed them, you can watch the video. When I interviewed them, they said that their best feature is what the car's made out of, not the tech, not the range, not the safety, not the customer service, none of that. And that answer tells you everything. Let's see. Super Ralphio, once again, the first time poster, I believe. Welcome to the chat. I don't like hybrids, and the i3 is ugly. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, though. Like telling you, some people love the look of i3. I don't get it. So, all right, guys. Well, these are all the news I have. I have to say that tomorrow I'm gonna have to go live, not at 11 a.m. like I've been trying to, but at 7 p.m. Try to reach some other audience, because some people have been complaining that I've only been doing this at this time, which I will probably stick to most of the time, but I also have some commitments in the morning. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Please put your comments in the comment section when you are watching this in replay. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.